Welcome back to New Fast Garage. So today we're going to be working on the 67 Buick Skylark. Had the car out a few weeks ago with my son. We came back and parked it in the driveway here. A couple hours later, tried to start it to move it into the garage, and it was just kind of like chomp. Like it tried to crank and then everything went dead. All the lights went out. The battery checked out good. The voltage on it. There's a little, I'll show you once I get this pushed out a little bit. There's a little connection, a little relay or something on the driver's side front fender under the hood, where I believe the power goes to the fuse block. And I just kind of unplugged it, plugged it back in, and then everything was good. So then fast forward another couple of weeks later, wanted to take the car out one day, same thing, wouldn't start. So now I've got this dopey shelf here and I can't get the hood open all the way, so I'm just gonna push it back a little bit and try to figure out what's going on here. Totally dead. No lights, nothing. Oh, lights just came on. That was weird. Nothing is fun like intermittent electrical problems. I have to put the camera down. So this is what I'm talking about, this thing right here. I thought it was the horn relay, but it's got, a few things going on here. Not really sure. Yeah, so like I said last time, I think I did replace this a few years back because I had a problem. So I did the same thing again. I just unplugged those connectors and then plugged them back in. But, that still doesn't give me an answer as to why this is all of a sudden a problem. Yeah, seems fine now, but I don't know. So I looked at the wiring schematic for the car, and really this is just a horn relay. It shouldn't have anything to do with anything else other than the horn, as far as I know. So that would mean the problem lies elsewhere. Maybe it's just a coincidence that jiggling this is helping. I checked the voltage on it and it matches what's coming out of the battery, but now I'm thinking maybe, I should check all the power connections and make sure everything looks tight. I don't know what else to do at this point. So I'm looking at the wiring connections at the starter solenoid, and I just took them off. They weren't loose like this, but there's this wire here that was a positive wire that's showing bare insulation missing here, and then this one also is it's just not in great shape. I'm just going to try to clean this up, tape it up, and put it back. I don't know if this is part of the problem or not, but it's just not looking so great down here. don't forget to disconnect the battery first. So I taped up those wires and put everything back together. And we'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, nothing really looked too bad here, but this car is about 55 years old, and the wiring is just, it's not in great shape anymore. There's a lot of hackery done to it by previous owners. So probably could use all new wiring, but I'm just not a huge fan of wiring, and try to avoid that if I can, but it may come to that one day. Another thing that I'm going to do while I have this apart is I changed this negative battery cable years ago, and it's got this little extra lead for a body ground, which this car didn't have. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but you know, an extra ground can't hurt. So while I have this off, I can make up a little wire, these little ring terminals, and make up a little body ground. I crimped on the little terminal, and I got some 3/8 heat shrink tubing. I'm just gonna slide that over, try to cover it up, keep it as inconspicuous as possible. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other connection. Okay. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I did anything. I guess I'm just gonna have to see and hope I don't get stranded somewhere. I mean, luckily both times it happened I was at home, but you know, I have these disconnected and you know, the car starts. So it was just really weird that when I was jiggling this around, somehow that was reconnecting everything. Anybody watching has any suggestions, please shoot me a comment. Maybe give me some ideas of what I could check. I don't really know. There is a bunch of wires that look like they come together down in there right near the fuse block. I guess that would be the next place to check, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So far, a mystery. One other thing I went ahead and checked is the bulkhead connector, which is where the engine harness, which is this one on the left, and then the one on the right is the light harness. Just undid this from the firewall. There's these little tabs. Oh, this is going to be hard to see. There's these little tabs that you, top and bottom, that you push down, and then you pull this plug off to release it. I gently used a little pry bar to help me out. This is like 60-year-old brittle plastic, so I did it real slow and easy. So, I mean, everything looks clean. There's no corrosion that I see in there. I'll probably take the other harness off too and check it. And I'm just going to spray a little contact cleaner in there, and then a little dielectric grease for good measure. put it back together and hope for the best. Hope I don't get stuck somewhere, because at this point I don't know what else to check. There's also one other connection down here. Looks like part of the engine harness. It goes to this separate terminal. I'm guessing this is the main power for the fuse block. So this does look a little corroded. Definitely could use a cleaning. So obviously the battery is disconnected still. I'm going to be cleaning this terminal up too. The headlight connector here, bulkhead connector, everything looked fine on that. So I used this wire brush to get in here and clean up this terminal and also the terminal on the end of the wire and the little clamp that holds it down. Put some dielectric grease on all of that too. I'm going to put it all back together. Alright, so everything is plugged back in, and I don't know what else to check at this point, so we're just going to give it a shot and hope for the best, and I guess we'll know soon enough if we still have a problem. Right now the lights and everything are coming on. I did look online and see that they do actually make replacement harnesses for Buicks, which is surprising because it's not so easy to get parts a lot of time for old Buicks. So they have the light harness and the engine harness. Somebody makes it. I saw it at Original Parts Group, Parts Place. So I guess, you know, if it comes to that, if we keep having a problem, that's always an option. I think they're about, I know the engine harness was about 190 or 200. So, you know, not a huge expense, but try to avoid it if we can. So the other thing I'm dealing with right now is with the Grand National here. Also went to start it a couple of days ago, and you know, it had been sitting for maybe like a couple of weeks, and no fuel pressure whatsoever. So I checked out the wiring for the fuel pump. I have a hot wire kit, they call it, where you run a thicker gauge wire to the back. It's got an aftermarket pump. It's got the Deutschwerks 300, and I checked my files. It's been in there since 2016, and it's been working great up until the other day. All the wiring checks out. There's power at the connection that goes into the tank for the pump. So I guess at this point I'm going to be buying another pump, dropping down the tank, which is really annoying. So that'll be another video. Anyway, thanks for watching this one, and see you next time.